Hello, and today it's a third day here at Digital Marketing Conference Inbound, and we're here in Boston. And I just listened to the session and came in from the session at the conference from AJ Bruna and Liz Christo about what the tips about how to increase the sales in 2024. So right now we obviously in the state of recession, and so customer acquisition, and in general overall. Uh, getting customers is so much more difficult. There's a lot of layoffs, and but still, how in this even challenging times to find ways to increase sales. And there's a lot of tips that was giving for huge companies, for big companies and corporations, and in order to how to increase their sales pipeline. But I think that understanding those and understanding those generic trends, I think could give smaller companies and the companies that we service, we help and continue promote their business to get the conversions and customers. I think that I kind of like dissected to the ones that is applicable for the small businesses, especially like I said, the ones that we are serving in Tampa Bay, in St. Pete area. So, number one, super important is understanding that acquisition of the customer in 2022 and 2023 is the most cost more money than it's ever before, because of, again, it's in state of recession. So it's very important to understand how much does it cost you to obtain that customer. And also the second thing is to understand how long does it take you to get kind of sort of like payback on that customer. Because if you will not be able to understand that, how long will it take you to that customer acquisition cost, then you will not be able to scale. That's super important, especially in the recession times. So that's number one thing. That once you know how long does it take, that the second most important part is the retention, customer retention. And this is something that we talked about from the day one in the conversation, like we were talking about how to win when everybody using AI, and what is the um, acquisition things, like rockstar acquisition things people are doing. And it's, it costs you money to acquire a customer. So now retention, and that's a golden key. Like, you need to understand what is your retention ratio, meaning, like, will the customer will stay with you, or maybe he will not renew his membership, or he will not visit you as a business, or he will not be essentially will be spending more money. And of course, there's a lot of things providing the value and improving, customer experience and the product experience. That's one thing. But also there is other indicators that say you can find out, other indicators that you can learn along the way before that time of their renewal, or before they actually did not make another visit if it's a medical clinic. So, and the way how you can indicate that is you can see it by, let's say, one of the most powerful tools to retain the customer is through email marketing. And you, for example, can look at their behavior on the email marketing channel. Like, what are they clicking on? Are they converting into some sales? And so based on that, you can really determine your shift, and that you should pay attention to this particular client. And it's good just basically to spend right now especially in the time of recession, to spend on your client base, to nurture them, figure out, to make sure that you keep them on retention. Super important. uh, Another thing is, I don't know, depending, of course, of the structure of the company, but people who bring you sales, your sales team, or it could be your, the front office, or how do you compensate them? And there is a different ways to compensate them. You can do them when the service is booked, or you can do that when they received goods, or when they you get paid. And generally, of course, it's much better. People get much more motivated if they see that money right away, right when they created the booking. It's almost like creates this additional layer of dopamine. There is only one drawback. Obviously, if the contract didn't realize for some one reason or another, you have to sort of go back and say, hey, this didn't really happen, and it can cause some uncomfortable discussions with your sales team. But it's important to understand that they need to be compensated, and preferably compensated as soon as possible. And So another very important part, and this is something that is super understandable, super clear, and it's just like things you don't think that everybody gets that, but I personally am at fault with that as well. That having a right technology, maybe have too much technology, or have too many apps that you signed up for, or tools that does not serve you. So just go in and re-examine how many different tools you have, because there's a lot of tools, and it feels like, I personally feel like, oh, there's another tool that I need to get things more ahead of the game and may be on point. But re-examine them, see what is not serving you, and just not, just unsubscribe to those, disconnect those services. I think from the top of my head, to be honest with you, there's probably five different channels, five different tools that I personally signed up on right now, that I know I need to go in and disconnect. And there's actually, I signed up to some more here at the conference. So this is it. This is all the main takeaways that I was able to, that I think is valuable, that I've just heard, and that could be applicable to smaller businesses that we work with. And so we are digital marketing agency Continue. We help with social media. We create super engaging, highly engaging killer visual content that is convert into sales, and we basically does do marketing in all the digital channels, because that's something's expected right now for the customers. If you would like to chat with us, subscribe to our page. If you would like to learn some more trends and latest in technology, or if you would like to chat with us about any about your product, or how can we be helpful, or just about to learn what's out there, please let us know.